Howdy guys, welcome back to cruzermans inventions. Today I'm going to show you how I built Hemi's hubs down here. See the hubs? They're a two-piece hub. There's a plate here and then the actual hub itself, and these are the collars here, and this is a 1-inch axle, so all of this fits on the 1-inch axle. And these wheels are like a split rim, so they actually come apart. And so let's go and have a look at the machine that I made that built the rim. The rims for Hemi. So here it is, guys. This here is my my bench grinder. There's still a wheel on that side and a pulley on this side. This pulley goes up to the big pulley, which I've got bolted on the sprocket, which also is welded into this push bike back sprocket of a wheel. And I've used the bearings here, changed them out for sealed ones instead of those ones off the original split rim, out of the split rim, like I was talking about. So let's get back to welded it all on here, built a little part for this to sort of rest on and stuff. If you're wondering what this is, it's actually a miniature train chassis. So that's the train, and this is the base to it. So this is my like a disc brake of a car, and I've welded all of these on. This whole thing slides along these rails here, backwards and forwards, and I got the vise bolted on, as well as back here I've welded tabs onto the end of the vise and built all this contraption here to hold my cutting tips. Now you're probably thinking, where do they come from? Well, I'll show you. They come from a blade like this, and in here I built a few more, and you can see the teeth. If I hold it like this, you can see that I chopped them out of a skill saw blade. So yeah, they fit in there, and you can do them up tight. When I bring this in, this is step one. You get a decent thick bit of steel, you drill out the right size hole. This is a push bike shaft axle. I've got it locked in with a nut, and so the shaft of this is centered by a hole in here, if you can see. By the hole. And as I wind this in, you'll see that shaft comes through the hole. See? So as it's spinning, it takes all the pressure. So that this stays true all the time when you're cutting it. Now let's fire this bad boy up if I can. There we go. So this is one that's already kind of pre-done, and I just wanted to show this thing in action and working. And when I turn this, and it winds this tip in closer and closer to the job here. See? Now I've already cut that disc out, but I just wanted you to show to see this thing kind of working. And so yeah, guys, a bench grinder on a big pulley, and I've got other measurements here for other cutters to do out the inch hole and so forth. Sort of fast forward from this stage. Now let's get to cutting out the inch hole. So this is I put another cutter in the top one like I was explaining, and I chop out the center. Now the disc is in here, and this is a neck out of a push bike where the forks used to go underneath, and I got all the thread and stuff and so forth. And when it fits on here perfect, that hole, it matches there perfect. So you put a collar, one collar, take this off, put a collar on, wind it back down, and you wind it down tight so that there's no movement between this and the collar, so you can tack weld it in place. and then flip it over and do the other side. So yeah, guys, and then the last final process is putting your studs in, which are normal nut and bolts. So yeah, yep, that's just a little look over how I built the hubs for Hemi. So cool, eh, guys? There's an invention that's hard to beat. It took me a while. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed a little look over my little lathe. So cool, guys. Feel free to build one. A lot of fun. Cool. I shall see yous in the next up and coming vids. Probably on Hemi, no doubt. Cool. Cruiserman out. Don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe to Cruzermans Inventions. Cool, guys. Big shout out to my Treyer and James McNabb.